Hey yo, what's up everyone? It's your boy Carl back at it again. New video, same grind, you already know. I hope y'all doing well on this Saturday afternoon as you watch this video. For me, it's Thursday. Wait, is it Thursday? Yeah, it's Thursday morning as I'm recording this video. But y'all already know, I always recording in advance so I can do the edits and all this good stuff. And yeah, man, it's been a minute I haven't been on camera. It feels like it's been so long, but it's only been 2 weeks. Well, I've been on camera the week prior just to tell you guys that the next 2 videos will be like a time lapse or full sessions video that I'll be doing. But now I'm back, you know, things have calmed down, you know. Now I can go back to the swing of things, the original routine. And yeah, and also about that, my upload schedule might change. Instead of uploading every Saturday, I might upload every Friday instead. Maybe we'll see how things goes. But as you watch this video, it's on Saturday. It's Saturday 15th, and it happens to be, if you watch this video on Saturday 15th, it's my birthday. So I'm turning 26 on Saturday. So yeah, you can wish me happy birthday if you want to. But hey, yeah, it's just weird to talk about my birthday in the future when you're watching this video live. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, so today is part 9, I think. I'm not sure, I don't really remember. I think it's part 9. Yeah, I'm not sure, but anyway, I'll see after the video which part is it. But yeah, so we keep doing the grind, you know, for the pre-animation school training arc. And yeah, so as you know, the goal is to get better fundamentals, get good with the non-moving, the non-animated part of the art. So when I'm gonna start doing animation on my second year of second year or second term, I think it's second year, on my second year of animation school, because I know the first years don't tackle animation yet. They start by working on a comic. Ironically enough, I stopped working on my own comics. So yeah, I'm gonna have a comic project for my first year of animation school. So yeah, I know that they start tackling animation on the second year, but first year they do just all the pre-animation stuff, which is character designs, storyboards, and work on doing a comic and all the stuff, you know, learn your paneling, you know, how to draw backgrounds, all this stuff. Those are skills that you will transfer into animation afterwards. And me, I'm doing exactly that a little bit, so more on the fundamental technical side of things and a bit less creatively, but I'm trying to do a bit more creative stuff. And also, once I've finished recording all the different sessions I have in the week for the animation animation series, because block 2 I already record 3 parts, 3 different practices that I'm doing in the week. And there's 4 practices left. Today is gonna be after today is gonna be 3 practices left. After those 3 practices, depending on the timing, if I'm still in block 2, I'll do more designs, creative stuff on video. That will also be a part of the pre-animation school training arc, where I will apply all the fundamentals, all the practices I've done for the past few weeks and the past few months into a creative project, a creative illustration. And yeah, but anyway, so without further ado, let's start the grind. So for today, we're gonna do perspective. We're gonna tackle perspective, drawing forms like always, and also break down extreme foreshortened poses, or poses that have a good level of foreshortening into simple forms and simple shapes. And this practice made me made me change the way I observe poses or the human body when you try to draw extreme foreshortened poses. We're gonna see that afterwards when I'm gonna tackle that towards the end of the video. So first of all, I'm gonna do for the first 15 minutes of this video. Well, it's not the first 15 minutes, but for the first 15 minutes of practice of today's session, I'm gonna draw boxes in perspective using I can use 1 point, 2 point, 3 points. Every week I'm doing a different point. So last week I did a 3-point perspective. So this week I'm going back to 1 point perspective. So I'll do 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, and go back to practice. And I tried to change the perspective line the first time I did. Well, I did the typical draw line in the middle, put a point, and then draw the perspective. Now I'm gonna do it from the lower side, only draw box from the on a low angle view. So yeah, and I think I'm gonna leave it live for this one, because it's only 15 minutes, and then after that, for the rest, we're gonna do like the usual, like gonna do the speed time lapse thingy that I usually do. So all right, let me put the timer on. So we're gonna do this for 15 minutes. And for this, I don't think I need to explain how to draw things in perspective. I mean, it's like the most basic fundamental practice that you practice when you start drawing things in perspective. I always start with a flat square first, or flat rectangle. Then after that, connect it to the perspective line, not perspective line, but to the point of origin, vanishing point. That's the word. And I know I can use I can use this to do that, but I want to practice freehand, do it freehand. So I also practice my draftmanship. And I don't know if you haven't watched it, I advise you to watch this video series called the Roadmap Fundamental, or the Art Fundamental Roadmap. I forgot how I call this series, but yeah, I advise you to watch it, because I'm going over those things to how you can improve your art within a year. I'm going over every practice that I've done during my time when I was in a mentorship, and that actually helped me have better fundamentals, draw better, and have less tendency to draw with depth, And I'm talking about draftmanship, and in the first part. And something that I realized is that you're always practicing your draftmanship when you draw, in a sense. Well, not always practicing it, because if you're not aware of it, you're not actually practicing. You're just drawing lines. But example, like right here, I'm practicing drawing forms in perspective, well, boxes in perspective, and this is an opportunity for me to practice my draftmanship, meaning like how I draw my lines, make them straight, make them not wiggly, avoid doing chicken scratches like this, and you can use those practice to practice your another skill, like right here, you're practicing to draw forms to give the illusion of 3D in a flat canvas. But this time you can practice drawing practice your draftmanship. So when you draw your lines, to make them straight, make them clean. Practice your confidence, how you draw your lines. And you don't need to be perfect, but you can aim to be better at it. So yeah. Every technical practice you can practice your draftmanship. This is like the main skill that you always practicing. Even when you just do an illustration for fun, you can still practice draftmanship when you sketch, because you want your sketch to be somewhat clean enough for you to understand what you have drawn. So if you have to do a rendering or do a line work, with just inking, you will be able to understand what you have drawn on the sketch. You want to be able to understand how you want to trace the line over. Though I've been hearing that inking is not only tracing, and it's true, because especially for me, because when I sketch, I don't worry too much about my line variation, like how thick my line is on the outside or how thin it is in the inside, etc. Because I got a way I ink stuff, and when I sketch, I don't think about that. When I sketch, I only think about the fundamental thing, like, okay, how I want to draw this part of the body, or how I want to draw this part of the character. Like, okay, what is the perspective here? What is form? What shape I can use to simplify this part here, etc. This is what I'm thinking when I'm sketching, and then when I'm inking, this is where I start thinking about, okay, So how close or how far this line is compared to the others. Okay, this one is in front of the camera, is close to the camera, I'm gonna make this line thicker. This one is further away, I'm gonna make it thinner than compared to the one that's in front, and all this stuff. This is like my way of thinking is different depending on the step. But there's people out there, and I advise to do that as well. You know, it's a good thing. Not saying that I don't think my way is bad, but it's just I think it's a good way to approach it, especially if you don't want to do a step for sketching, a step for inking, and all this stuff. You know, because this is my process goes. I do one step is sketching, one step is inking, etc. You know. But if you want to avoid to do that, you know, there's other artists. What they do is that they take their time with the sketch to the point that it's literally a clean line work, and they do all the line variation. You know, the thick line, the thick line, the thin lines, and all this stuff. You can do that as well, and this is another way you're practicing your draftmanship because you're learning line variation. Turn the camera. I can be more comfortable to draw my line. I'm trying to aim for not exactly on it. Aim for the point. And also don't be afraid to turn your canvas to be more comfortable at drawing your line. Though it's advised when you're practicing your draftmanship to not do it like draw lines in different way. You know, like if you're using to draw lines like this because you're comfortable to draw a straight line like that, well, practice drawing your lines like this now. Draw a different way. Same thing here. You're comfortable drawing a line like this, practice drawing them like that now. So on and so forth. You know, like go to the opposite way to learn how to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. And you know, I see why they do this, just to practice, you know, confidence in how you draw your lines. But let's be real, when you're gonna do an illustration, you don't really think about that. You're just gonna go to the way you like to draw, like the way it's comfortable for you to pull your lines, you know. Yeah, there's nothing wrong if you just if you just draw the lines the way it's comfortable. But if you want to practice your lines to be more comfortable at drawing them at any angles, you know, do this. You know, it's a plus. I don't think it's required to do that. What matters is that you can pull clean line like this without doing you know, the chicken scratches. Because now you're not even sure what you're doing. You want to avoid to do that. No, you can feather. Feathering is like the pro version of chicken scratches, meaning that you draw the same line over and over, like this. I still need to be better at feathering. Usually I don't I try to avoid feathering. I just undo my line and make it a cleaner one, like I'm doing right now. And the reason why people stress about it, you know, like to not do chicken scratches, and I've experienced it myself, is that when you do chicken scratches, even though when you finish your sketch, you're gonna look at it and say, oh man, my sketch looks good, you know, like there's a lot of energy because you did a lot of sketchy lines and all this stuff. And then when you're gonna start doing the inking, you know, that's something that happens a lot to people that like to do inking, that, you know, it's rare. I don't know how it is for people that do painting or rendering, but people that do inking, you know, that do clean line works after their sketches, they're gonna look at their line work and say, oh, my line work, my sketch looks better than my line work. And this is something I was struggling a lot 2 years ago, that my line work my sketch looked better than my sketch look better than my line work. And I figured that's because, you know, your sketch, because you did a lot of chicken scratches, have a lot of energy, has a lot of lines that to communicate the information that you try to draw, but your line work doesn't communicate the same energy, because when you do your clean lines, you're selecting one line amongst all the chicken scratches that you have done to represent your idea, and it might not be that one line. That line that you choose might not be the one that you wanted to have to represent that idea. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, or if I'm just yapping right now. But yeah, that's the general idea about it. That's why some mentors will stress about how clean your sketches, how clean line work. You know, go look at professional artists. Man, I can't pull that line. Let me focus for a second. I'm always curving at the end. Damn. Yes, not straight at all, but I'm gonna get straight after. But yeah, I was saying, yeah, that's why some mentors will stress about your lines, your sketches. You know, oh my god, I pulled it from the get go. Will stress about your line work. Say, yo, make it cleaner. You know, you can do it cleaner like that, because if you look at professional artists in the industries when they do the sketches, I'm pretty sure you said a lot of time, and I think I keep saying that on my videos about that, about this. That you look at their sketch and say, "Yo, that's a sketch. Like this is my finished. Their sketch is your finished work, you know." But the thing is, because they are confident in the way they pull their lines, unlike me that keep messing up. You know, they have confidence in the way they pull their lines, which make their sketch look like line work. And when they do line work, you can't tell the difference between their line work and their sketch. There are some artists that are so cracked that when they sketch is the actual line work. They'll say, "Oh yeah, this is my RKGK," and be like, "What? That's a sketch? Bro, what? Huh? This is a finished work. My dude, that's a finished artwork you've done here." But yeah, it's just because they're really confident in their lines that their sketch looks like line work. And if you can reach that level, that's good, but you don't have to. Just reach a level that, you know, your sketch makes sense, and that you can communicate the same energy, the same idea from your sketch to your clean line. That's what you want to aim for. Like, see how I draw my boxes? This is a sketch for me, you know? And if I wanted to clean it, well, do the clean version with the line variation, you know, the thick lines and thin lines, it will communicate the same idea. It's just the only difference is that you'll be able to tell, okay, which part is closer to the camera, which part is further from the camera, which part is the inside details and all this stuff. That's the only difference that will communicate from my clean line work. Okay, how long has it been? I have 2 minutes left. So yeah, practice your draftmanship if you want to have better line confidence, if you want to more confident in your sketching skills. Let's make a short diamond shape. Should crack like a diamond. I was had a hard time to draw. You're not gonna make it. That's not a real diamond. The diamond, the shape, the lines are not like this. They're more like straight. They're more straightened. Now I'm feathering. I'm retracing over the line. I'm trying to avoid doing and this is one way you can make your line thicker, but me personally I prefer to, if I want to make a line thick, I'm gonna go for that thickness I'm looking for, instead of making the line thin and then work all over to make it thicker. I like them thick. Talking about the lines. Feels like a 3-point perspective when I'm doing this, but it's just because the way I drew the box. Alright, timer is done. I'm just gonna finish this box. And then for the next exercise, I'm gonna make it as a time lapse, but I'm gonna start with a live sketch of it. Then I'm gonna make it as time lapse. Think of this part of the exercise like a warm-up. I actually did a warm-up before that where I just pull lines, you know, like gesture lines. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, those who are regulars on my Twitch streams when I used to stream know what I'm talking about. Before I draw, before every drawing sessions, you know, like before I start drawing in the morning, I always do this. And I think you saw me doing it sometime in my videos, in my time lapse. I always do something like this. I just pull lines. It's just to warm up. I'm not trying to aim to. This is still a draftmanship practice, but this is more of a loosen practice. You know, you loosen yourself because there's another practice where you actually have to aim for straight lines. This is how you actually practice your draftmanship. You know? I'm not. You can say I'm not that great either. Oh, then you do similar. And the goal here is to keep your line straight as much as possible. And you do variation of the length of the line. So this is like what, medium length. You can do short length, or I should say, okay, this is how do you call this part of the body? Elbow. This is elbow. This is using your elbow to draw. Use your elbow to draw your line. Use your wrist only. And then this is when you use your shoulders. And so on and so forth. You do the same thing for those lines, like this, those lines. Do the reverse. Then you do the same thing for curved lines, you know. And I remember I used to do that for a month. Like every day, I would spend like 30 minutes just drawing lines like this during the mentorship. I'll spend 30 minutes every day before I do my assignments doing this for 30 minutes, and it actually helped. And also, but that's maybe that's just a meeting, but a way I know if I warmed up after doing this is that I feel like my arm is kind of sore, as if I lifted some weight at the gym, but it's not like sore to the point like, oh man, I can't draw anymore. It's just like, okay, I can feel like my muscle is working. I can feel like my arm is awakening, you know, awakening type shit, you know. But yeah, this is how I know I warmed up. Like right now, I just did it, and I could felt like in my tricep that my arm was moving a lot, my shoulder was moving a lot, my wrist as well. Even when I was doing this, I could feel like, okay, I'm warming up right now. My arm is getting warmed up. So yeah. But anyway, so now for the second part of the practice, for 20 minutes, I'm gonna do a shapescape. I already done one before for the previous video actually, when I was practicing drawing environments. By the way, I think for this video, I think I'm gonna redo this video, not redo, but redo the practice with you guys doing properly, because I realized that I've been doing it wrong for the past 3 weeks, and I'm gonna redo it. It's gonna be a shorter video, or maybe it's gonna be a video dedicated just for that. So yeah, but I'm gonna redo it because like I said, I realized that I've been doing it wrong for the past week, and I want to show how to do it properly, or at least how I figured out to do it properly. So yeah, so I'm gonna do a shapescape, and because of this practice, it finally clicked something in my mind, which is gonna help me do the last practice of the day. So I either draw a boxscape or a cylinderscape, and for the last video I did a multiple formscape. So Last week I did a shapes. I did a box shape. You know, you draw a bunch of boxes. You know, so you put them on top of each other, behind them, back front of them, all the stuff. So and I did the same thing with cylinders. I called in cylinder shape like this. And I guess you can say I did less because I'm not comfortable drawing round shape. I keep telling you guys, like, round shape, not ain't for me. Well, that's the story that I tell myself, but I'm practicing to tell myself, like, yeah, I can do round shape. It might not be as good as my angular, sharp, triangular shape language, but I'm practicing to be at least decent or okay at round shape. So yeah, so every week I alternate between box cylinders. So this week, last week I did boxes. This week I'm doing cylinders, because it will push me to draw very tough shape. Because boxes I'm pretty comfortable with that. The only part that I'm less comfortable about boxes, that just the way I put my lines, just to make them straight, proper straight lines. But when it comes to cylinders, it's like putting the circles in perspective, man. It's I'm still struggling to this day. But shout out to one of my Discord members. He showed me a way to draw a circle in perspective. I've been applying it in my practices. It's been really helping me. It's still scuff as fuck, but hey, it does the job. But okay, so let's get started. So I put a timer for 20 minutes. All right, start focus session. And I think I've done it on the previous videos. So first of all, you know, I'm gonna draw a shape. So I'm gonna draw a cylinder going from top to bottom. So like this. I'm gonna make a big one. I'm gonna start with a square like that. And by the way, join the Discord if you want to share your own art studies, your art journey. We are a Discord that like to grind the art, you know? And I would like to see other people's art journeys, how they evolve their art career, or just their art journey in general. Because I know it's not everyone that want to make art as a career. Yeah, start with a square, you know. We're gonna start with a shape that I know how to draw best. Which is ironic because I used to suck at drawing boxes or squares. I mean, I suck less now. I still need to get better at it, but yeah. Anyway, then you divide this by 4. And then from here you draw yourself. I'm pretty sure y'all know about this trick. I knew about it, but it just went out of my mind, like went out of my head. I don't know who showed it to me before the person in Discord showed it to me, but yeah, it just went out of my head. Technique for drawing circles in perspective. It's my mentor that showed me this. Yeah, I remember, because he made me actually practice drawing like this. Like, because I used to, like I said, I used to suck at drawing boxes, because there was always a plane of the box that felt like it was paper. This is like, you know, like everything was straight, but you know, like there would be a part that's like weird like that because it wasn't straight. So he made me practice drawing just like one plane of the box in perspective, just doing 2D flat 2D square in perspective, and then on top of the squares to draw circles in them. Yeah, I remember doing that. Man, I completely forgot about it because I hate drawing circles. Circles are my weaknesses. And I don't know if I said this also before. I put a timer for practice art because, you know, I don't want to spend more than an hour a day practicing art, because I want to push myself to do also creative stuff, because I have this bad habit that I'm working on to get out of, is to not spend the entire time just doing technical practice, technicals, you know, because this is a bad habit of mine. I focus too much on doing technical stuff, but I don't do a lot of creative stuff. So I just put up myself for 1 hour a day, practice anything technical that you want to practice, and then later on the day do something creative. Apply what you learn from a technical practice into something creative, and see how you can become better at it. So yeah. And also the same less because I got a full-time job. For now I'm part-time, but for the past few weeks I was at full-time because I was in training for the job. So I had to deliberately put amount of time that I spend practicing the art. So yeah, but it's mainly for because I want to get out this habit of just doing technical practice all day without trying to apply that knowledge I'm practicing. Because you're gonna realize, and I talked about it in one of my videos, I don't know which one I talked about it. You're gonna realize that when you spend your time doing just technical stuff, you're gonna start being scared doing creative art, or just doing art for fun, because you're gonna be too critical about yourself. Say, but this is not how you're supposed to do this. This is how you do that, and but you don't express yourself in your creative artworks, in your artworks that you do for fun. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong doing that, to critique yourself, to make better technical decisions, but you have to let yourself express what you want to draw, and let yourself exaggerate the technical thing, because it's not like as if you don't know how to draw them, you just need to know how to better apply them. It's like me with my anatomy, like I learned all this anatomy, but I had a hard time to apply it to my more creative part of it. Because yes, I know how to draw the arm, I know how to draw the muscle of the torso, back, legs, all the stuff. But all right, you know all that, but how do you apply that in a simplified manner? How do you apply that in a cartoon character? Because when you simplify, you don't draw all those muscles, so you need to learn how to do it. I had a hard time to do that. I had to re-practice. I had to relearn the way I draw my anatomy, because I didn't want to draw realistic characters. I want to draw more cartoony anime style characters. Though anime is close to realism, so it was good to a certain extent. But as I keep drawing, as I keep practicing my art, I started to realize that, oh yeah, the way I envision my art is more cartoony than anything. It's more simplified than that. But there's a good, like the shape language is so good that you feel like you know your anatomy. That's the way I want to draw my stuff. Alright, so this is the first thing. So I think for the rest of it, I'm gonna do it as a time lapse, because I don't want to keep yapping in your ears. I want to let you focus a little bit in your own art journey, your own art grind. So yeah, so for the rest of it, it's gonna be a time lapse. Well, I'll be right back. Alright, back from the time lapse. I hope y'all made some progress in your own art grinds. So yeah, now we're gonna go to the last part where we're gonna apply whatever we're gonna apply what we practice this, what we practice here, and what we practice here together. So I just want to show you guys what I did last week or from the previous week. You know, I can show you all everything that I've done. You know, so here, this practice that I've done, you know, like when I draw the boxscape together, made me realize something about this thing here. When you break down a pose like this, where there's a big foreshortening here, you know, because the arm, this is not the full arm that you see. You see, a part of the arm is bigger than the one in the back of the picture. But anyway, that's besides the point. You know, this is foreshortening in general. But I realized something when I was breaking this down. Breaking down a human body with that has a lot of dynamism. Sorry, a lot of foreshortening is literally just doing this, but with more intentions. The intention of breaking down actual part of the body with specific shape. So when I realized this, when I realized this, it made my observation, it made my way of observation and my way of looking at things different. So now it became easier for me to break down poses like this, you know, like now I don't look at a hand. Well, I start to understand how to simplify things with shape and forms, you know. But now that I look at it as a shapescape instead of a human body, which sounds wrong saying it like that, but anyway, that's beside the point. But instead of looking at the reference of a human body as something that I have to break down with shapes and forms just like that, I see it as a shapescape now. I'm seeing it as a composition of shape together to make a human body, which is what you do typically for everything. When you design a character, you use simple shapes, simple forms to design a character, right? You're doing a shapescape or a formscape, you know, and it's the same thing with that. And by doing this, it's also easier for me to do proportion, because with foreshortening, what happened, like I said earlier, is that there's part of the body that are bigger than the others, even though in reality it's not that big. You know, like in reality your hand is not that big. It's not bigger than your hand. Your hand is like the size of your head, almost. If you put it on you like this, it's almost the size of your head. So, but with foreshortening, you create this illusion of everything that's in front of the camera is bigger and everything that's behind the camera is smaller. And by seeing it as simple shapes, it's easier to not look at it as a hand and just looking at it as a box. You know, me personally, I use a box and whatever you want to call that shape here to draw the fingers, but hey, but I see it as a box in general. And since I don't see it as a hand, it's easier for me to just draw the thing as the size as it needs to be, because sometimes I think what makes us beginner artists or even intermediate artists make us slow down or make us have a hard time to draw the human body with in a dynamic pose or with a big foreshortening, is that we are too stuck of trying to draw things as it is instead of drawing it for what it is, if it makes sense. Wait, I think I messed that up. Oh man, that's but anyway, but you get what I mean, you know. Instead of trying to draw a hand that's with the proportion of what the hand is supposed to look like, you push yourself to exaggerate it to make something really expressive, dynamic. I don't know if it makes sense. Maybe I'm just yapping, but anyway. So yeah, that's something that unlocked in my head when I finally did this practice. So I'm gonna start with the head, because this is the thing that's closer to the camera. In the head, I simplify with a sphere. And also I'm gonna do contour lines to show where the sphere is pointing, because you know it's not really a sphere if you don't show the contour lines. It's just a circle that you're drawing. Right, middle, and Let's start with ellipse here. And looking like this. I'm gonna darken the lines, show this is where the sphere is looking, or the direction the head is facing, not the sphere is looking, because you can draw the head like the sphere like this, and you might think, oh, okay, the head is looking down. Well, depending on where the eyes are, the pupils are pointing. As you can see, the reference, the pupil is pointing up. The face is facing towards us like that, or almost toward us, but the eyes are looking up like this. And that's a good contrast, actually. You know, making the head looking a certain way and the eyes looking a different direction. Like your head is like this, but your eyes looking that way. You know, this is like a minor detail that can give a huge impact to your illustrations. All right, now we're gonna draw the torso. This is the second thing closest to the camera for the torso. I'll draw my lovely Bucks. We love Bucks here. We be boxing. I'm playing. Imagine saying that in front of Mike Tyson. I love Bucks. Ah, so you want to be boxing then? I don't know how to make the way he talks. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to do. I don't know how to do it. Props to the people that are able to imitate this. I can't. I think we call this a lisp, or is it something else? Right, and direction. See, that's why you want to practice your perspective, because you can be able to break down the body using the right perspective. And your goal is not try to draw the anatomy here. No, your goal is not to draw the anatomy. You're drawing anatomy, but you're doing it with simple forms, primitive forms. So don't think about I want to draw the bicep, I want to draw the tricep, I want to draw the pectoralis major, the sternocleidomastoid. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's okay. You will eventually learn your anatomy. Do I draw what's in the middle? No, I don't draw what's in the middle. I just draw the pelvis directly. And like I said, usually draw what's closer to the camera, but for the limbs, I like to draw them at the end because it's good. Because I think it's easier to draw the limbs when you have the base of the body drawn first, meaning torso, head, pelvis. Then after that, you draw the limbs, which are the extension. Think of it as a tree, you know? You start with the trunk, then after that, draw the branches. You don't draw the branches, then draw the trunk. Well, I mean, there's people that do that. They are on crack, but I'm not on crack. And I'm saying it in a good way. You know, it's like people that can draw stuff without a base sketch. Like they can draw a full anime character without doing a base sketch with base form. Like they just draw the details straight on, like Kim Jong-gi. You know, that's what I mean. They're on crack. One day I will be on crack, but it's not today. That day is not today. I think it can be smaller. Try to zoom out as well for this, especially when it comes to proportion. You want to zoom out. You don't want to be too zoomed in. You want to be able to see what you're doing. You know, you want to see if everything is going according to what you drawn before, you know. That's how you can establish if you got good proportion or not. Because when you zoom in like this to draw the details, you'll be like, oh yeah, I like to draw the eyes, the nose, also. Then you zoom up, like, oh, it's too small or too big compared to what I've drawn. And you want to avoid that, of course. Wait, no, I guess I messed up the pelvis. Pelvis is facing. Draw the line like that. Also, you will realize that when you do this, you'll change the shape of you'll change your forms will be a bit irregular, in the sense like you won't actually draw a full box. You might tweak it a little bit to accommodate to the what you're drawing. You know, for pelvis, you know, you don't have to draw an actual rectangle. You know, it's pretty scuffed right now, but you don't have to draw an actual rectangle. You can tweak it to do something like this, you know, instead. Make like a boxer, an underwear shape. Right, them legs now. So now we can draw the extensions. Body. This is why you practice your cylindrescape, to be able to simplify the legs with cylinders. Big. I like to do this small sphere just to show the view. Center. start here. Now, legs, not the legs, the other legs, arms. For a second, I forgot what it's called. I'm like, wait, what is this part again? Arms. I do spheres for the shoulder. Like everything that's joint or like a small muscle, I do a sphere for it. So shoulders are represented with a joint, you know, with a sphere. Elbows, knees. I use this here as well. Let me draw the spin order opacity. So box on top of a box. Yeah, when you do this, you're gonna you're gonna be surprised how easy it's gonna become for you to draw poses with a lot of foreshortening. Like, because like I'm not saying it like, oh, do it once or twice you're gonna become a god at foreshortening, but do it consistently, practice consistently, it's gonna become easier. Like you'll be able to imagine stuff with foreshortening poses. You're gonna be able to imagine foreshortening poses more easily, you know. Like the only part that you might struggle with a bit for a long period of time is going to be the application on how do you apply it properly, you know. Because this is one thing that I realized, that my understanding got better, but my application still some work. Like I'm working on an illustration right now, and I was struggling a little bit with the foreshortening. Well, I wasn't struggling with foreshortening. It's just the idea. The idea is there, but it's not like the optimal way to apply my knowledge. You know, like it's not as its best. You know, like you can see like, okay, yeah, I got an idea on how it works, how it's supposed to be, but I still need to practice a bit more to have a better way to draw. And if I don't forget, I'm going to put a screenshot of that sketch that I'm working on. It's a sketch of my OC Carla, the not female version of myself, but yeah. I'm doing a special Valentine piece with that. At first, it wasn't supposed to be a Valentine piece. I just wanted to draw Carla for fun because I've been doing a lot of technical practice for the past few weeks, and because of my job, you know, I was just focusing on doing technical practices, and I haven't done anything creative. I'm like, you know what? I'm skipping my technical practice today. I'm just gonna do something creative, and then I wanted to draw Carla. I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me turn it into a Valentine piece. And yeah. Also, if you want to, I don't do it personally, but I saw people doing it sometime when they simplify their anatomy. You can put a joint here, a sphere, to represent the wrist. You can do that as well. Me, I don't really do it. I just connect the whatchamacallit, the hand directly to the cylinder, and I know there's a wrist there. Okay, and here we go. I have our first pose here. And yeah, as you can see, I didn't draw the neck or anything like that, the trapezius. But sometimes I draw the neck, sometimes it depends. But for the rest, I don't draw it because here we just want to simplify you just want to draw the general idea of the pose. And from there, what you can do if you want to, is that first of all, before you start applying any details, you want to make the pose more organic, meaning like, draw the actual thoracic cage, add the different muscle that's different here, like size of the muscle, like the trapezius, in case it's a woman, so her breast, draw an actual, abdomen, pelvis, and all the muscle that's going on top. Try to make it organic before drawing on top of it, because well, that's just in my experience, is that if I draw something on top of that directly, my illustration is gonna turn really blocky and really stiff. So you can start with this, then make it more organic, round stuff, add stuff to make it more human as possible. Because right now this is just to show you just want to do this to have an idea of how everything is angled, what is the perspective of the body, what perspective the body is. So yeah. Alright, let's go for a second one. Do I have time to our second one? Yeah, I have time. Barely, but yeah. Alright. So for the second pose, I don't know a lot of things. I'll do this one. Oh, you're gonna see the second pose here, and for the second pose, we're gonna make it as time lapse since you know what I'm doing. So I'll be right back. So it's done. So as you can see, I applied the same knowledge that from the cylinderscape or the shapescape, formscape that I've done prior to this, and it was an easy breakdown. And as you can see, I've bettered a lot on my cylinders. Yeah, but yeah, it's really cool. Like, I'm so glad that my brain unlocked this knowledge, like unlocked this understanding, because now it's easier for me to envision whenever I draw, whenever I got a crazy pose in my head that I'm gonna draw. And it's just that the execution, the application needs to be better. And by doing this often, it's gonna be okay, because you don't want to stay just there. You want to, okay, I did this, now push it forward. I'll draw an actual character doing this pose. Like simplify with, like, make it more organic, draw the actual features. And yeah, it might not look great at first because you might not be used to draw the poses like this, or draw a certain part of the body in those poses, but it's by doing over and over that you're gonna get better. So yeah, so that's it for today's pre-animation school training arc episode. And yeah, I hope y'all had a good grind session. You made some progress, made some improvement, learned new things with this video. And like always, don't forget to subscribe and like, so people can find this video and they can grind the art with me. And also don't hesitate to join the Discord and share your own art journey, your own art progress, art studies. So you can share your journey with other people in the Discord, and we can share tips and tricks to help each other improve. And I got all my socials, of course, Instagram, Twitter, but as you know, I don't use them. I don't use them anymore at the moment. This year, doing more the grind behind the scenes, and on YouTube as well. And yes, so I'll let you guys go. Like always, keep grinding, take some break, but But don't slack, and yeah, I'll see you guys on my next video. Man, how the heck did I forget my outro? Alright, peace.